Hello everyone, my name's Gemma. Welcome to my channel, Glow with Gemma. If you haven't seen any of my videos before, we're going to just start with all levels class. Okay, there's going to be a lot of stretching in this one, but I want you to know that you have permission to pause the video whenever you need to, take a drink whenever you need to, take a break. You also have full permission to modify in whatever way you need to. There will be a video to go along with this to just show you a bit of the basics of Pilates and also how to modify. Okay, so I'll give you some little prompts throughout the movements, but we're always going to start with the lowest form of the movement. So the lowest level, we're going to add on to that another layer of complexity and another layer of challenge. You don't have to do that. You can always come back to this video later and, you know, increase the intensity. Or if you're looking for a little bit of a lighter day in your program, just take it back, just do the lower level, and know that you have permission to do whatever feels good. If anything feels uncomfortable, if anything is hurting, just stop, leave it out. Maybe consult with your health professional and see what's going on there. Yeah, so let's get going. We're going to start in all fours and we're just going to do some breath work here. So make sure that your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Your knees are directly underneath your hips, okay? Belly button is scooped in towards your spine. You've got that nice flat back. Just make sure if your head is down, if you're looking at your knees, you're just bringing your gaze forward just beyond your fingertips. Okay, so we're going to start with a little bit of breath work here. So with your belly button scooped in to your spine, we're going to take a nice lateral breath. So breathing into your ribs and then feel the ribs come together as you breathe out. So nice deep wide breath here and exhale, feel the ribs come together. Inhale and exhale. One more time. We're going to start off with some cat-cows. So curling your tailbone in underneath you, just rising up, letting the head drop slightly, and then reversing it, starting at the tailbone. We're going to lift our tailbone up, let your ribs drop, lift your eyes, and then reverse it again, starting always at the tailbone. Dropping and lifting. Just at your own pace. And if there's any little bits that need a little bit more love, you just hang out there and slow it down even more, seeing if you can get more movement into that area. Right, we're going to do one more. And we're just going to bring ourselves back into that kind of midpoint position. You're in that nice flat back position, belly button scooped up in towards your spine. And from here, without moving anything in your center, we're going to slide one leg away and bring it back. Over to the other side. And bring it in. That's it, trying to minimize that little movement from side to side, trying to replace the knee where it left each time. All right, and if it feels good for you, we're going to add our arms in. So we're going to slide opposite arm and opposite leg away, bring it back in, opposite arm and opposite leg away. Bring it in. Whoop. All right, last one each side. All right, and then bring your toes together, knees nice and wide, sit back onto your heels and just hold it here for a moment. Breathing in nice and deep. Okay, so from here we're going to transfer over onto our back and we're going to set ourselves up in our Pilates base position. So that means our feet are about hip distance apart, knees are the same. Okay, we're just going to find our nice neutral spine here. So you can rock forward and back on your tailbone here and just find that nice little sweet spot. All right, think about two little magnets being on your hip bones. Feel them draw together here. Just tune into your core, and then from here we'll step our feet a little bit wider, take your hands a little bit wider than your mat, and we'll just do a little bit of mobility for our hips. So window wipering the knees from one side to the other. Just take your time with this movement. You can move the head as well, so once your knees go to one side of the mat, look in the opposite direction and then take them over to the other side. All right, take your knees back into the middle, walk your feet back into the middle, about hip distance apart, hands going down by our side. We're just going to go into some shoulder bridges here. So we're going to press our low back into the mat, feel the spine peel away from the floor, one vertebra at a time, lifting up nice and high, and then rolling back down. So feeling each part of your t-shirt go back down onto the mat, one at a time. Last thing to hit the floor is your tailbone. All right, so we're lifting up super slow. And then back down. All right, if this is enough of a challenge for you today, you're going to stay here. On our next one, we're going to start to add on. We're going to add single leg lifts. So we're going to peel the spine away. We're going to lift up. We're going to hold our hips up nice and high. Try and keep your hips squared, okay? So you don't want them kind of falling down each side as you lift a leg away. So really try and switch on those big glute muscles. Plant one foot down into the floor. You're going to lift the other leg up into a tabletop position, and then we're back down. That's it. Lift and lower. We're just marching it out. Keep the hips lifted nice and high. Trying to replace that foot back down on the mat where it left from. We're going for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Make sure you balance it off each side, and we're rolling back down. Take yourself into a full body stretch and just breathe into your belly here. You can let go of all the tension here. All right, so from here, we're going to step our feet back in. Okay, I want you to interlace your fingers, bring them behind your head, and create a little cradle for your head here. All right, you might need to imprint your spine a little bit more, so you're gently pressing the low spine down into the mat. All right, try not to squish it down in, okay? So you're not hooching, you're not like really forcing anything. It's just gentle. All right, keep your elbows nice and wide here, and then from here, we're gonna think about our lowest rib going to our hip bone, all right? And then back down. Try not to lead this movement with your chin, okay? So we're just keeping everything in nice alignment. And then we're going back down, all right? We're gonna do 4 more. Try and exhale as you crunch up, inhale as you bring it back down. And I think this is 4. All right, so last one here. Now, take your hands, bring them down to the floor. And then from here, rather than doing our shoulder bridge, we're gonna lift our glutes straight up. So we're lifting up all the way to the ceiling. All right, straight up off of the floor into our kind of glute bridge position. Then we're tapping the floor. All right, bring your hips back down to the floor and then add in a crunch. All right, so we're going 1 crunch to 1 glute bridge. 1 crunch, 1 glute bridge. 1 crunch, 1 glute bridge. Make sure they're 2 separate movements. Wait until your hips are back down on the floor. And last one. Good job. Hips back down on the floor. And we'll do 1 more crunch to just balance it out. Good job. All right, so from here, we're just gonna leave our hands down on the floor. And then we're gonna go into our 100. Okay. So with 100, we're gonna start off with the lowest level. You don't have to lift your head up if it doesn't suit you. And you can always leave 1 foot on the floor if you really need that modification. So we're going to start off, hands are by our side. All right, just a gentle tilt of the pelvis. And then we're going to float 1 leg up into tabletop. Hold it here, just find your core connection. Inhale, and as you exhale, take a 2nd leg up. Reach your fingertips long. If it's for you, head, neck, and shoulders, start to reach long. We're gonna pump our arms. Inhale for about 10 arm pumps. Exhale for about the same. That's it. All right, keep going. If you wanna add on another layer, you can extend the legs long. Keep breathing. If you want an extra challenge, take the legs lower. All right, remember, you can always take it back. You can always lower the head if you need to. Or if you're keeping the head lowered, you can extend the legs away. It's a bit more of a challenge there. Keep breathing. Okay, I'm gonna give us 3 more breaths here. Last breath. And bring the knees in to the chest, rest your head down on the floor, and then just rock gently from side to side. Get rid of any tension. Good job. Okay, from here, we're gonna roll over onto our side. We're kind of in that side lying position, right? What I want you to do here is make sure that your elbows directly underneath your shoulder and your legs are coming to the front corner of your mat, right? Lift that low waist away from the mat, okay? So if you're here and you're kind of hanging out on your shoulder, lift yourself away, active core, right? Legs at the front corner of the mat. And then from here, we're just gonna kick forward and back. So it's gonna be nice and slow and smooth, all right? What I want you to focus on is keeping everything in nice alignment in your torso. So it doesn't have to be a big movement. It can be really tempting to just swing everything around, right? That's not what we want here. We want slow, controlled movements. It almost feels like you're kind of floating off the mat. There's almost no weight in that shoulder. Last one here. All right, and then from here, we're gonna tap in front and tap behind. Tap in front, tap behind. Last one here, and hold it up and pulse it. And last one, and bring the leg in. Give your butt a little tap out if it needs it. All right, you're gonna bring both knees in, heels in line with your bum here. Same principles, so you're lifted up away from the floor. Okay, from here, I just want you to go into our modified side bend, so we're pushing up and tapping back down. Lift and lower. So we're always trying to exhale on the effort, lifting and lowering. And last one. Now, if you want to make this a little bit more challenging, lengthen the legs. Top leg comes in front, bottom leg goes in behind. Okay, and then from here, we're lifting and lowering. Last one, hold it, and then see if you can just hold it a little bit longer for 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Bring yourself down, push yourself up, holding on to that top ankle. We're gonna reach for the ceiling and take ourselves over to the side. Hand goes down to the floor and stretch in the opposite direction. One more each way. Good job. So we're going to spin ourselves around. All right. Elbows directly underneath the shoulder. The legs are to the front corner of our mat. All right. And then from here, we're going to lengthen the leg up and kick forward and back. Last one. All right, tap the leg in front, tap the leg in behind. Woo. The top leg always, or the second leg always feels worse than the first one. It's pre-tired. Last one. All right, hold that leg up, pulse it. And bring the legs in. Ooh. Oh, we can bring the leg in front, give the butt a little tap out here, and then heels in line with your bum. Just make sure that that elbow is nicely positioned. Lift the low waist away from the floor. We're going to start off lifting and lowering here. Last one. Okay, from here, top leg goes in front, bottom leg in behind. Let's lift for 6. Last one, hold it up, up, up. Last one. Bring it down, bring the legs in. Whew. Lift the arm all the way up and over. Hand goes down to the floor. And then take it in the opposite direction. One more each way. And last one. All right, good job. So from here, we're going to go down onto our belly into swan dive. And If you need to take a little look at what we're doing here, it's kind of hard to see when you're facing the floor. So our hands are kind of in a goalpost position on either side of our mat. Our elbows just rest on the floor for these first couple. So we're just finding the extension through our mid-back, right? So I want you to think about lengthening the tailbone away from you. From here, take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, float the chest away from the floor. Right. If you lift your elbows up too high, you're going to be using your arms to push you away, okay? Where I want this to come from is your kind of mid-back here. So make the back do the work. It doesn't want to. That's why we got to be strict with ourselves, okay? And last one. All right, we can add on another layer here. All right, so if you want, lift both kneecaps away from the floor. All right, we're going to maintain this banana position with our body, and you're just going to push the floor away and lower down. Legs lift as the chest lowers, legs lower as the chest lifts. Okay, and you can make this a little bit more dynamic as well. Last one. And then bring your hands directly underneath your shoulders, push yourself up and back into child's pose and just hold it here. Inhale and exhale. All right, from here, bring one hand through the other, bring your ear to the floor. And then we'll go to the other side. And then walk your hands a little bit further forwards. You can even bring your elbows down onto the floor, bring your chest through for puppy pose if that feels nicer. Alright, so from here, we're just going to bring ourselves up into that all fours position. Let me just fix myself here. Right, so hands are directly underneath our shoulders. If your wrists have had too much, we're going to go into plank here. So if your wrists aren't feeling it today, you just leave this one out. Maybe come back to it another day. Okay, so fingertips spread nice and wide, toes tuck in underneath. Belly button lifted up towards your spine, and from here, we're just going to hover our knees away from the floor. Tap them back down, lift and lower. Try not to rest on the floor. There's a big bit of fluff on my mat there. I thought it was a spider. I'm trying to be cool here, but that would have freaked me out. Last one. All right, take yourself up off your wrists. Just give them a little shake out. All right, we're going to add on to this one. And then from here, we're going to bring ourselves into a plank, and we're just going to hold it. Okay, so we're going to go here. We're going to hold it for about 8 breaths. Keep the tailbone tucked in underneath you. All right, a lot of people will lift their tailbone up to the sky. We want it tucked in underneath. Last 2 breaths. And gently bring your knees back down. Take yourself up off your wrists and just give everything a little shake out. All right. Okay, we're gonna add those 2 movements together. So if your wrists have had enough, you just leave this out and we'll do this. You can always come back to it another time. All right, so we're gonna step back into our plank. Right, once we're here, what I want you to do is bend the legs, push the floor away, and spring forward. All right, so we're taking ourselves back and forward. 3 more. Last one. Ooh. And then we'll take ourselves down, take yourself up off your wrist, just give everything a little shake out. And then from here, toes together, knees wide, sit down into child's pose. Take both hands over to one side of your mat, just melt into the stretch here. And over to the other side. Take your hands back into the middle, thread one hand through the other, bring your ear to the floor. And then over to the other side. Then we'll bring ourselves up into all fours. We'll finish the way that we started with some nice cat-cows. So round the spine, let the head drop. And then drop the belly button, lift your eyes. Last one. And you're done. Well done, everybody. Thanks for joining me in this class. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.